Damn, I forgot I didn't unmute the mic. I like that poor Rudy yelling into the void where no one listens to him, even though he's right all along. I think I need to tell my wife that. Yeah, I yell into the void a lot. That's a good one. Nah, I turned I it was on. You know, the TV was on, but at halftime I wasn't really watching. Um, yeah, no, I'm not. Well, maybe I take my shirt off. We'll see. Uh, guys, it's welcome aboard once again to another adventure in Rudy's rant. Instant reaction to the New York Liberty smoking the Indiana Fever, and I think they did them a favor in not beating them as badly as it really probably coulda shoulda been. Because I think the New York Liberty could have really drop kicked them by 40 tonight, 40 or 50. They were Sophie Cunningham had 12 points. Yeah, Sophie Cunningham had 12 points. Appreciate y'all jumping on board. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. You know, if you've come over from BDP in the building, the BDP house, the Brew Crew, and you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much. Oh, by the way, did you know Caitlin Clark was named the SB Best WNBA player? Tonight she was named the SB Best WNBA player. Well, it must be voted on by humans because if it's voted on by players, they hate her too much to do that. You know, humans recognize game, and humans recognize that she's that girl, and she's that player. I want to bring up a topic about her. You know, it's completely off of this. Not it had nothing to do with this game, but I was at the fight this past weekend. I was at the BKFC fight this past weekend. You know, I haven't worn this in a while. Let me put this on. Let me get myself spruced up here. Um, I was at the BKFC fight last year, and not last year, this past weekend. And while I was there, I was sitting next to a guy who does in the media who does uh, sports cards auctions. So, you know, baseball cards, basketball, football, etc. And he does all cards. And I actually watched it's on the Whatnot app. I got Dustin winning by the way this weekend over Holloway. He does this on the Whatnot app. If you're not familiar, they do lots of auctions or all kinds of stuff. It's kind of wild. And I watched it today, but he told me Caitlin Clark has set the market for card trading now. Caitlin Clark has absolutely set the market. Like what they'll do is they'll open up new packs of cards on the on the auction, and he has sold the Caitlin Clark card for $150,000. $150,000 on the auction. You know, she has set the market. She is the market, and that's how crazy it is. $150,000 for a Caitlin Clark basketball card. I mean, these are all special edition, cards and such and so forth. But man, she absolutely sets the market in everything. And he gave Angel Reese a little love too, and he said, no, I've sold a couple of Angel Reese's for like 15, 20 grand. But yeah, Caitlin Clark has set the market. She is the market, and everything falls underneath that. So just thought y'all would like to know that. It's not just in the world of TV ratings, it's in the world of everything. It's in the world of everything. Her damn basketball card is 150,000. He sold them for 50,000, 100,000, 75,000, 150,000. Like you're gonna get yourself a damn freaking high level freaking Mercedes for Christ's sakes. I mean, you can get close to a. He said he sold some cards for Lambo money on this auction, and it's I don't know if it was a Caitlin Clark version, but he has sold some Lambo cards level, you know, but nah, it was funny to hear because just another opinion there of someone who sees what the market is for stuff like this. So I thought it was pretty cool to hear that. Um, yeah, the $150,000 for a basketball card, yo, insane, absolutely insane. For those of you who collect cards if you're gonna buy some cards right now, I would be looking at these paninis and stuff like that, and jump on board and start buying basketball cards because you might get $336,000. Oh my God! No, it was an unsigned card. It was an unsigned card. Insane. And he does it on the Whatnot app. There's a whole lot of different companies there. I have a lot of basketball and baseball cards when I was a kid, and I'll be real. Talking to him this past weekend just got me my juices flowing on going to Walmart and Target and whatever, and going buying a whole bunch of boxes of women's basketball cards to see if I can catch me a Caitlin Clark, because that motherfucker's gonna be worth a house at some point, if not already. You get the right one, and you got a house. You go buy a house with a freaking basketball card, man. Oh boy. So yeah, that's a recommendation. If you collect something, go to Walmart, go to Target, go look in these auctions, and go buy some packages of cards, man. Mind you, when I was a kid, you go to the store, you buy the Donruss or the Score or Upper Deck or Bowman or Tops, of course, Fleer, and you would get this, and it would be 35 cents for a pack of cards, 50 cents, 75 cents, or maybe a dollar. And back then, Upper Deck were the most expensive ones, and yeah, you get these cards, and now it's like $14 for a pack of like 5 cards. $14 for 5 cards. Bro, it's bananas, man. But yo, that's just a recommendation. That's what I'm gonna start doing, man. I'm about to start investing and hoping to find a Caitlin Clark basketball card. Yeah, let's do that. Whew, let's talk about this game today. I mean, we're not gonna talk about. Yes, I remember those tops. Stick of gum in the back. And we had the stick of gum. You chew the gum. It lasts for about 8 seconds, and you spit that shit out because it didn't have any flavor after about 8 seconds of chewing. First, it was like a rock. Once you broke through the rock texture, um, hey, Albert Jimenez, if 150K, if you could get that card and pay $15 for a pack and get that 150K, $150,000 card, bro, I'm telling you, there's Michael Jordan cards that have gone for $1 million and shit like that. He told me that's ridiculous. It's insane. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking at I'm gonna be looking at some cards now. Panini has some stuff. I was watching them earlier today, all kind of mosaics or something like that. It's really, really, it's different. It's different from back in my day, man. But yeah, tonight's game. I don't know how much I'm gonna talk about the game because I don't think really we watched it. I didn't watch much of it, to be honest. I watched the first half and then I kind of zoomed out. I kind of zoned out of the game, and I was sitting here at my computer. The TV was on in the background. I was doing some work from my actual job, full-time job, and kind of like whatever, I was in Ben's podcast for the first half, and I was just like, I gotta get some work done today. And yeah, that's what I was doing. I could hear it in the background. Like, oh, were they down by 30 at one point? Were they down by 30 at one point in this game? How bad did he? They lost 98-77. Aaliyah Boston got absolutely destroyed. Can you imagine Aaliyah Boston right here goes for 7 points, three rebounds, 3 rebounds. You're 6'5" and 6 assists, and she goes 1 for 8 from the field. Third quarter, I know it was like 30 at one point. Let's see, it was like 74-40. What was it? 74, 70. That's 20. When did they? I know I could have swore I got to like 30 at one point. It was 74-48. That's 26. Did it get to? Was it worse in the fourth? No, I guess it was 26 was the largest difference in the game. 27, 98-71 was the largest gap. That was at the end of the game. That dude, that was one where you sit here and you're like, whoa, imagine if Jonquel Jones had played, this would have been like 115-77. Uh, you knew this was gonna happen. You knew this was gonna happen. You listening to these people on the pregame. If you watch that at all, they're a joke. Uh, the t-shirts that they're wearing, can you imagine you're wearing a t-shirt to coach a game? You're wearing a T-shirt coaching a professional basketball team. A T-shirt of Aaliyah Boston's face because she's on the cover of a magazine. Is this for real? Do we have any level of professionalism in basketball anymore that we can't dress like adults, dress like professionals? I know they don't make. I know the coaches aren't making millions of dollars, but I'm sure Stephanie White's commanding 500K a year. She could at least dress the part. At least dress the part. That was ridiculous. You're dressing like you're coaching an elementary school freaking AAU team or something like that. I knew they were gonna get blown out. And of course, the Fever lie to you because they think you're dumb. We're all dummies. We don't know any better. We didn't all see Caitlin Clark immediately grab her groin and be in tears. And instead they say, oh, she's questionable. Questionable until 5:30 in the evening, 2 hours before tip-off. 2 hours before tip-off, and she's questionable. We watched that game last night. I could give you a reaction of the Stephanie White pregame if you want, because I have it, and I was planning on doing that. Because I want, if you didn't hear what she had to say about this injury, you're gonna sit here and lose your shit watching this with me, because that was the craziest thing I've seen. I'm definitely gonna do a post game reaction video, that's for sure. But we can roll with the one I got right now if you're interested. I mean, because I watched it, I'm just like, whoa. And I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched about half of it. And yeah, she was saying some stuff that was crazy, in my opinion. Absolutely crazy. I guess they found out once again that when Caitlin Clark doesn't play, they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win. Uh Caitlin Clark, for them to rule her questionable, we're gonna do this all over again, and we're gonna have her be questionable day to day for the next month. They said that she had imaging done today. Why didn't they send her freaking ass back to Indiana? Why didn't they send her back to Indiana, please? What is she doing in New York? Why? Start being a professional organization and send your star who's injured back home. So now she needs to go. Did they take a bus from Boston to New York City, or did they fly? I don't even know. But you should have sent her back home. Send her back home. Let her go home. And you're gonna keep puffing her away, puffing her in front of these other fans. What is she doing in New York? Lindy, I had seen your post on my video. I'm like, I said that too. I said it too. I've been saying it for weeks. She's brought back too early. And you're gonna listen to the excuses. And I saw a couple of videos or pictures where people were blaming a knee by JC Sheldon that hit Caitlin Clark in the left groin at some point in the game, and then attached it to the right groin. I'm sorry, that one had nothing to do with the other. You don't pull your groin from a knee to the groin. You don't. That's not how muscle strains and pulls work. Yeah, okay, I got you, Lindy. It was not how muscle strains and pulls work. A knee to the groin does to the left side does not make you pull the right side later in the game. Sometimes that's just people just making some shit up there at times. Um, um, by the way, Stephanie White was really smiling today in that press conference, and I will show you uh, about it. I will show you that video. Yes, Basil, I can't understand how you can sit here and think people are fucking dumb that you would tell someone that someone needs someone in the first of all, kneeing a woman in the groin is I don't women, you're in the room. If you tell me that I can assure that kneeing a woman in the groin is not the same as kneeing a man in the groin. You knee a man in the groin, he's on the ground for the next 10 minutes from the shooting pain that comes through his entire body. It's a little bit different when it comes to, the pain that you have from a knee to the groin. So it happened in the second quarter, and yet somehow was attached and turned into a video by other people and photos I saw on Twitter. Oh my God, this happened right here. And I couldn't believe that this is what happened here. It's like, come on now. That had nothing to do with it. It had nothing to do with it. She tweaked, she pulled her, she pulled, strained, tore her groin. We don't know yet. And they won't tell us. Notice how they don't tell us. They're not honest with about what's going on. Back in the day when a player got injured, yeah, you me a dude in the balls, and it's never immediate. It's like a delay. It's like a 5-second delay reaction. It's like boom. It's like oh. Like you get that pain is like shooting through everywhere. For men, we all know we've all been hitting the junk at some point. We get hitting the junk at some point, and yeah, we know what that shit feels like when we've been hitting the junk. I was hitting the nut. If you've ever played baseball, there's a reason why baseball players wear a cup. Has nothing to do with sliding or diving. It has to do with fielding. Oh, I've seen dudes puke from getting hit in the nuts too. It has to do with from fielding. If you're fielding that ball and that ball takes the wrong bounce and skips under the glove and hits you right in the sack underneath. Oh my God. Woo! Yeah, that's like, yeah, are you all right? No, you're not all right. So, yeah, if she was hurting earlier and just played through it, and then it just really, really hit at the end in that last minute, my goodness. I watched the hey, did y'all like the shooting display from Ari McDonald? She hit two of them at least. She hit two threes out of the six that she shot. So I guess she used 33% today. But she started the game off just jacking threes. Her first shot of the game, the first shot of the game was an Ari McDonald three. And you're like, oh my word. Oh my word. Ari, keep on jacking them threes. Keep on. There's a reason you're open, Ari. You can't shoot. Well, EJ, people associate nuts with groin for men. Like it's hard to hit you in the groin without being hit in the nuts. Really, I mean, I don't know how you can get hit in the groin as a man without getting hit in the nuts. So, just saying. Harry jacking them threes, man, jacking them threes. Like there's a reason, Harry, you're wide open. Oh, look at Sydney Colson jacking them threes too. 0 for 5, 0 for 2 from 3. Damaris Dantas was shot chucking today, 1 for 6 from 3. She finishes 11 points. I mean, she actually was plus minus 0, so she actually played, played really well comparatively to the rest of the team. I'm trivializing the knee to the groin. I'm not. I know how painful it is on a man. I don't know if maybe you're asking me or telling me. I have no idea. But folks, if y'all in the room, I appreciate y'all jumping on board. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. And definitely we'll be here for a little bit. Now, what I'm saying is that, yeah, there's a difference. So when they use those videos and say that she got hit in the groin by a knee, it's something like, bro, it had nothing to do with her pulling her groin, bro. It's nothing to do with it. Now we're going to go here. Now we're going to sit here and talk about the fact that it's the right groin. At least maybe that's what Stephanie White thinks, because she has seemingly no idea per her press conference today. She seems to have no idea. Oh, how about that Indiana defense, man? The Liberty shot 57.8%. 57.8% and 52% from 3. 52% from 3. By the way, the Indiana Fever took more free throw shots than the New York Liberty did today. 15-11. They out-rebounded the Liberty, and they had 13 offensive boards. The problem is Indiana shot 37% from the field. Clark won SB for best WNBA player. Yeah, we talked about it as soon as we walked in. I mean, obviously it's being voted by humans who have brains and not the idiots in the WNBA or the stupid media members that don't know anything about anything. But yeah, they that defense today was spectacular. Spectacular defense that they played, just giving up layups and, just standing around, and it was what, 53-38 at the half, and it got to close, what, 27 into the. I mean, this game could have been so bad. This game could have been so much worse if the Liberty really wanted to put them away and put them to sleep, but they didn't really go for the jugular like they could have. Yeah, White's a defensive coach who, yeah, and then you have the commenters. They're really feeling the back end of a back to back. You're feeling the back end of a back to back. Oh, no, 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 no. They're feeling the back end of not having Caitlin Clark on the basketball court with them. That's what they're feeling the back end of. They're not feeling the back end of a back to back. They're feeling the back end of no Caitlin Clark. Like, that's what they felt. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's always going to be some level of an excuse made for why a team plays so poorly. No, the reality is they're just not very good unless they have their best player out there, and they're going to be a better. I mean, this shooting, this shooting percent. What was the offense they ran today? I have no idea. Was it the motion? Was it motion? Was it that motion offense? They had 77 points. Scored 77 points. Remember, they averaged with Caitlin Clark about 88, but they're better without her, right? We know they're better without her. They are better without her. Yeah, that was a thorough ass whooping, as we all pretty much expected. I'm not gonna lose my mind because I don't really. The team numbers for the game, I'll put it up here for you. You can take a look. Let's see here. Here are the numbers for the game for your viewing pleasure. This is the team stats. These are the team stats right here. If you can see them. Fever 28 of 76, 36.8% from the field, 8 of 32 from three, 13 of 15 from the line, 32 out, rebounded them, out offensive boarded them, but they couldn't make shots, which is why they got all those offensive boards. Assists were 30 to 6. Shit, 30 to 16 on assists. 30 to 16 on assists. Yeah, I think there's that lady, that woman on their team that averages almost 10 a game. Yeah, she didn't play. She didn't play. Did they get an easy bucket all night? Like I said, I didn't watch past the first half. Again, TV was on. 9 block shots by New York. They both had 14 turnovers. Like, you know how poorly you have to have played when you both have when you're equal in turnovers and you out rebound the other team and you get beat by 21. You get beat by 21 points in a game where you out rebounded and the turnovers were the same and you actually took more free throws. Oh my word. Oh my word. Is this for real? Is this for real here? You out rebound them, you have the same turnovers, you outshoot them from the line, you get 13 offensive boards, and you get beat by 27. Whew. Lord have mercy. Here's the box score. If you want to see it, there's your box score. Natasha Howard and Aaliyah Boston might as well have stayed back in Boston because that's what they look like. That was pretty brutal. Combined 4 for 16, 15 points, minus 1,000 on both of them. They were both awful. Kelsey Mitchell, I guess she was there. She led the team in scoring. Sophie had 12. Dantas with 11. Timpson had 8. Lexi Hull's lost her job. I think we all know that now. She's a backup now. She's been relegated to the bench. Mm-hmm. And Sophie Cunningham is now the starter. They don't run any pick and roll with Aaliyah Boston. What did Aaliyah Boston do tonight? Did she do anything? Did she do anything? Man. Now they're sitting here talking to. Well, they were talking about Caitlin Clark like she might play in the All Star game, like she might be in the 3-point shooting contest. I'm sitting here like, are you high? Are y'all out y'all damn minds? Are y'all bugging? Are you bugging? Like you really think that this woman's gonna compete in the 3-point contest and play in the All Star game? Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Yeah, Leah Boston running the point, shooting threes. She took 2 threes tonight. This is yeah, this was bad. I'm gonna give y'all a piece of that. Let y'all watch that press conference of Stephanie White earlier today, so you can hear what the great Stephanie White had to say, and y'all can. I'll definitely give some commentary on it. Same coach said that Angel Reese is a generational player. I still haven't done a video on that because of what happened yesterday. I had a busy day today, so let's look at this. So here's Stephanie White earlier today talking about Caitlin Clark's injury.
How's Caitlin feeling, and how were the evaluations today, and what more can you say about her diagnosis?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just trying to keep her in good spirits. Had a lot of setbacks with all these little injuries, and we just have to take it one day at a time. It's frustrating for her, I'm sure, especially, and I think for us as a staff and as a team, just trying to keep her encouraged and trying to keep her to stay the course.
Hey, Steph,
What's up, Doug?
can you give any specifics of like, did she have imaging today? Was it just see how she's feeling? And I know you have a game tonight first, but is there any discussion yet about this weekend with her? Because obviously she's a huge part of All Star.
No discussion yet about this weekend. There was imaging done.
You had no discussion about this weekend yet? Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. When are you going to have this discussion? Thursday night? Friday morning? When is this discussion going to have? It's 10 o'clock Wednesday night. Yeah, all these little injuries. You've had no discussion with Caitlin Clark about the 3-point contest. You've had no discussion with her about the All Star game. It is literally Wednesday night. The 3-point shoot contest is on Friday. Yeah, she's chewing gum or sucking on some candy. I mean, I don't know. What the
and obviously ruling her out for tonight. But there has
obviously ruling her out for tonight. Really? Obviously? Y'all are the ones that ruled her as questionable until 5:30 in the afternoon. She's obviously out for the night, but you ruled her as questionable, not doubtful. You ruled her as questionable, not out, but questionable. And now all of a sudden, she's obviously out for tonight. We knew she was out yesterday at what time did that game end? 10:15 or so? We knew at 10:15 last night she was out today. We all knew it.
hasn't been any discussion beyond tonight.
And Steph, just obviously to that point, when it's a re-injury, when you're trying to figure this stuff out within the context of the goals you guys have set over the long term, does the timetable change? Where maybe you're having a conversation with doctors, but there's also a sort of a larger understanding of having this happen a second time, a third time, that we have to think about this.
Hey, no. No, not everyone. I watch videos of people saying, hopefully she's back soon. I saw a few of those. I don't know that everyone knew it. I don't know. Some people were like, is she going to play this week? I don't know. I think some people are slow.
terms of September, October, as much as anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we've approached
Wait, hold on. Let's move this back so I get the question again for y'all.
Happened a second time, a third time, like, that we have to think about this in terms of September, October, as much as anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we've approached it that way from a slow pace from the beginning. I'm not, this might just be my ignorance, but I'm not really sure that it's a re-injury as much as a different kind of injury. I know oftentimes when you're working with injuries in the groin and the quad and the hamstring and all of those things, there's just they're all kind of tied together, and it's not always just one thing. So I think, yes, absolutely. The big picture is the most important. For her health and wellness long term, and for our team, and we've been very slow in making sure that every time she comes back that she's ready. So we'll continue to approach it like that. I mean, long term is the most important.
Forgive my ignorance. Forgive my ignorance, because I don't know what the situation is. I'm just the head coach. I have no idea. I have no idea about the injury to my best player. I have no idea about what's going on with my best player. I never know anything. Your ignorance. Forgive my ignorance. I don't know if it's this or this. I don't know what the injury has been. They're all coming together. Yeah, you're right. They all come together. Your right quad has an impact on your left groin and your right groin. Like they all connect in some kind of way. She's the head coach. Does she talk to anybody? Does she ever know anything? Is she sitting here? Do you think she's lying, or do you think she's just this incompetent and doesn't seem to want to know about her best player? I'm curious what people think of that. Do you think that she's actually really doesn't know, or that she just doesn't want to? I don't even. So you think she's lying and that she does know? Okay. So you think she's incompetent? I'm trying to figure out. You think she's lying or is she incompetent? I don't know anymore. Like, why would you say stuff that makes you look so incompetent? I would have a hard time saying stuff that makes me look incompetent. You can't be both. You can't be lying and incompetent, because if you're lying, then you're lying to make yourself look incompetent. You're lying to make the lie makes you look incompetent, right? I'm you look dumber by lying. You might as well tell the truth. So let's continue.
And just in terms of on the court impact, we talked to Sandy a little bit about, the things that you guys have learned with Caitlin out and, watched a lot of film. Unfortunately, a lot of film they're able to see. What have you been able to see and learn about the Liberty playing without John Paul Jones, which is something they've had to do a lot of as well?
Yeah, I think there's just a different emphasis in how they play.
Stop. Take the fucking candy out your mouth. Did I just hear her sucking on a piece of candy? I know she has something in her mouth. She's sucking on a piece of candy right now in the middle of a press conference. Take this shit out your damn mouth. I heard her go. Oh, by the way, since we're here, the website is now up and running. Please do check it out. This is the website, my new website. Come on now podcast. Please do check it out. I appreciate y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on it. We will be having written articles on there. Videos will be put up there as well. So please do check it out. I appreciate y'all. Everything's up there. I think the guy did a really good job, and I like the way it turned out. I hope y'all enjoy it too. Let's keep going.
The ball moves around the perimeter a little bit more. They have more versatility. So the actions that.
Wait, let's go back here about this stupidness that she says.
Yeah, I think there's just a different emphasis in how they play. The ball moves around the perimeter a little bit more. They have more versatility, so the actions that they run are a little bit different. They have a little bit more versatility on the defensive end of the floor. I always thought they were already a versatile team, on both ends. But playing small ball at times has its advantages, and I think that they've been able to find ways to continue to not just be dangerous but really lethal in these small lineups, the way that they're able to spread the floor, the way they're able to create driving lanes and driving kicks for threes. And you see them a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more disruptive in their switches on the defensive end.
Hey, Steph, Annie Costable.
She literally inferred that they're better without Jonquel Jones. Thank you, Alexis. Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate it. She literally just inferred that they're better without Jonquel Jones. I guess that's the same bullshit that she told Carolyn Peck when Carolyn Peck told us, thank you, PBS, PB Shake Games. That's not what she told Carolyn Peck when Carolyn Peck went on TV and said, yeah, they're better. We're better without Caitlin Clark. So we're better without. So now she's inferring that they're better without Jonquel Jones. They can't win a championship in New York without Jonquel Jones. They don't get out the second round without Jonquel Jones. So yeah, okay, they're faster. They move. Have you been watching the New York? Let's talk. Let's keep it a buck here. The New York Liberty without Jonquel Jones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have lost all of their games without Jonquel Jones. I think they're 7-6 or 6-6 without Jonquel Jones. Yeah, but they're better without John. They do better things without Jonquel Jones. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Jonquel Jones, not maybe, she is their best player. Absolutely is their best player. She is their best player, and it's not even close.
Front Office Sports. I know you said you haven't had a discussion about this weekend, but we obviously know, just based on what she said, how excited she was for this weekend. So what's the balance or what's the emphasis on long-term health over excitement over this weekend? What conversations have you had regarding that?
We haven't had any yet, honestly. The most important thing for me was just making sure that she was okay. Anybody who's been injured, as most of us have, right?
Did she check on her yesterday at the game in the last minute if she was okay? They haven't even talked about the All-Star breaking their own city. God.
Being injured and continuing to have setbacks is frustrating mentally.
But let's keep throwing her out there too fast. But we were being patient. We were patiently waiting to throw her back out. No. You ran her ass back out there versus the Liberty too soon. You ran her ass back out there against Golden State too soon. You ran her out there at the beginning of the year to play in Iowa too soon. Yeah, that's not really what y'all have done. Yeah, gotcha.
Emotionally, oftentimes being injured is isolating. So from my standpoint, the primary conversations that we've had last night and today are just checking in. Are you good? How can we help?
Bitch, no, I'm
we're
not
going to
good. I
continue
just
to
pulled
stay the
my groin again, you dumb fuck. No, I'm not good. You just said you didn't talk. Now you're saying you talked. So you talked about if you're good. No, bitch, I'm not good. You dumb motherfucker, you. What? Am I good? I may have ripped my groin again. Am I good? I'm crying on the sideline, on the court. Am I good? Am I good? Am I good? I'm great. I'm ecstatic. I'm going through the same shit I just got off of a week ago. And I'm going to deal with this bullshit again. And I'm going to have to deal with it now on the opposite side. And now I got to. Are you good? Oh my God. Woo!
Of course, we've got you. We're supporting you. Caitlin and her team will make decisions when it comes to All Star. And for me, like it's a big deal for us to have All Star in Indianapolis. And of course, with Caitlin being a focal point of all of that. As the coach of the Indiana Fever, it's not a bigger deal than our long-term season. But it's also part of the fun. So those are conversations that Caitlin will have with her group. I probably won't be a part of those, but we're going to support her no matter what.
Okay. This is where I stopped listening, and I wanted to save the rest so I could be blind with y'all. She just told us it's not more important. The All-Star game is not more important than the rest of our season. Y'all remember I kind of said that shit when she went out the first time with the quad injury, right? I said that when she went out with the quad injury, and they brought her back too soon then. So now it's not, but then it was. I said hold her out till after the break. Now it's more important than it was a week ago. What are you talking about? You just told me you just showed me the exact opposite twice, 3 times already with the quad, and the groin, bringing her back too soon 3 times, 3, and now it's the season is more important. The season should have always been more important. She shouldn't have been playing until after the break. She should have waited a month off of the quad. She should have waited another month off of the groin. If she had waited a month off of the quad, she'd be healthy, more than likely. And then when she comes back, if she waited a month off of the groin, she would be more than likely healthy. No, you brought her back too soon again, and you decided whatever was more important at that moment was more important than the season, because now there's a problem. Oh, and did she just tell you that she's not going to be a part of the conversations with Caitlin Clark's team? Who is Caitlin Clark's team? Her incompetent agent? Or is this going to be a conversation that Caitlin has with her mom, her dad, her boyfriend or fiance? I don't know if they're married, engaged, not boyfriend, and her brother or brothers? Who is the team that Caitlin is talking to decide when to play or not? You're the coach. Where's the GM? Where's the president? You're not going to be in the conversation. Caitlin Clark is going to tell you when she's ready to play. She's going to tell you if she's going to do the All-Star game. She's going to tell Amber Cox and Kelly Crosskop if she's going to do the All-Star game. She's going to tell the team based on her discussions with her parents, her man, her brothers, and I guess a doctor, because the Fever don't have any good ones that are good, clearly. And you're not going to be in that discussion. Am I hearing this right, folks? Are y'all hearing what I'm hearing? Does she not understand what she just said publicly? It's like, I'm trying not to analyze every word this woman says, but it's better off if she just says no comment to everything. Just no comment the whole shit. Just no comment to everything. If it's about the injury, Ben, listen. No, come on. I'll bring it back for you. Here, listen to this shit. This is Stephanie White's reaction to the conversations of the All-Star
To have setbacks is frustrating. Mentally.
Right here. Let's go right here.
Anybody who's been,
or what's the emphasis on long-term health over excitement?
Listen to this, Ben.
Weekend, what conversations have you had regarding that?
We haven't had any yet, honestly. The most important thing for me was just making sure that she was okay. Anybody who's been injured, as most of us have, right? It's being injured and continuing to have setbacks is frustrating, mentally, emotionally. Oftentimes being injured is isolating.
Mhm.
So, from my standpoint, the primary conversations that we've had last night and today are just checking in. Are you good? How can we help? We're going to continue to stay the course. We've got you. We're supporting you. Caitlin and her team will make decisions when it comes to All-Star. And for me, like it's a big deal for us to have All-Star in Indianapolis.
Here we go,
And of
Ben.
course, with Caitlin being a focal point of all of that. As the coach of the Indiana Fever, it's not a bigger deal than our long-term season. But it's also part of the fun. So those are conversations that Caitlin will have with her group. I probably won't be a part of those, but we're going to support her no matter what.
And then just quickly listed as questionable earlier today. What changed?
Ben, you heard that. Ben, that's what you missed. You heard that, right? She will not be in the discussions as if for when Caitlin Clark returns, if she will do the 3-point contest, if she plays in the All-Star game. She will not have anything to do with that. The team won't have anything to do with that. It's Caitlin's team. So I guess she's going to talk to her mom, her dad, her brother, her brothers, and her boyfriend, and maybe one of her doctors, since the doctors in Indiana Fever actually don't know what they're doing either. What in the world? I know I just tortured everybody because we played this already just a second ago. What the player's going to tell the team if she's going to play now? Like, is this how it works? You don't know nothing about, you haven't talked to your player. Remember yesterday, she didn't seem too interested in the fact that she was crying on the sideline. She didn't really seem interested if she was crying on the sideline while she was in tears. But now, yeah, dude, this is insane. This is insane. God, woo. Okay.
Regarding going from questionable to
Just the imaging that she was able to get this afternoon.
So the imaging changed from questionable to out. We watched the game last night, Stephanie. We watched the game last night. That girl did not look like she didn't look questionable. She looked out last night. You're not crying off of questionable. You're crying off out. Not doubtful, out. Doubt, like they went from questionable to out, not doubtful to out. Man. And mind you, again, we haven't been told yet what the imaging showed.
Hi, Barbara Barker from Newsday. I just wanted to ask you, I mean, you went over very well, just how frustrating, and anyone who saw, the game last night was heartbreaking in a way. I mean, how much is the physicality that she has to face on a nightly basis? This is not a direct result of that, but having to face that all the time, I mean, how hard is
It ain't
that
got nothing to do with it,
for
man.
her to deal with? And an injury happens like
It is tough. Certainly someone who has the ball in her hands as much as Caitlin, the physicality that she's experiencing for 40 minutes, it causes you to load differently, causes you to explode differently. It causes you to accelerate and decelerate differently. It's not the free flowing movement that we want to see when it comes to freedom of movement. And I think all of those things, at times, while it might not be one blow or another, over time.
She's sucking on a nut, Tim McLean. She's sucking on something because she's making all types of saliva noises and noises and stuff. Yeah, I'll keep playing that shit, but she just said some other dumb shit.
Can contribute to that. That's why freedom of movement is a huge emphasis from our coach's standpoint when we have conversations at the league level. So can you point it out to one thing or the other? No, but I do think the physicality with which teams are able to play with her is a factor.
Which leads me back to what I said yesterday. You're the coach. When you brought her back in the preseason from her quad injury that was suffered in the preseason, had nothing to do with the physicality of the WNBA. A strain in your quad in the preseason prior to your first preseason game has nothing to do with the physicality of the WNBA. Bringing her back to play in a game against Iowa, did her boyfriend hurt her? I don't know. you bring her back to play against Iowa when you bring her back way too early, and then she plays 4 games of regular season. You should never have brought her back. That's y'all fault. I don't want to hear about this is where people want to conflate two things. If she wasn't injured to begin with, she wouldn't have been injured in the 4th game. She wouldn't have, what's the word? She wouldn't have tweaked an injury that already existed. The injury already existed. So she wouldn't have gotten hurt in game 4. She re-injured herself in game 4 because you brought her back too fast in the preseason. So trying to blame physicality of the game when you're not healthy to be in the game is annoying. Because I'm still waiting for this stupid broad to get a bunch of texts and get ejected. She won't do it. Then you bring her back again early, and now it's the groin, and now we're going to go physicality. No, she's not healthy. She's not ready. And you keep bringing her back. But you want to blame something else. Yes, they were physical with her last year. They were more physical. Folks, we can all agree. People were more physical last year against her. Would you agree? I'm just curious. I think we can agree that they were more physical with her last year. You coached against her last year. You were part of the group that was knocking her upside her fucking head last year. You were coaching the team that told Marina Mabry to clothesline her ass last year. You're the part of the team that told Dejanay Carrington to foul the shit out of her last year. You were that coach. Yet you as the coach, you think it's been more physical this year, Lisa G? I would suggest, I think you should watch games from last year. I thought last year was so much more physical. She's not doubled as much as she was last year. She was not doubled the way she's been. She was doubled more last year because they thought they could punk her last year. She was being guarded 94. She's not being guarded as much like that this year. She's being trapped and shit like that. But they're not doubling her as much because she picks it apart. She picks it apart. I think last year was far worse than this. Of course, White told Dejanay to foul. Are you joking? Are you messing with me? Angela, are you messing with me? I think this year is like more sneaky fouls. Last year, the physicality against her, the body checks. I watched every game last year. To me, last year wasn't even close. First of all, she's only played 11 games this season or 12 games this season. They were physical as shit against her last year. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Nana. Hey, man. I actually like the New York Liberty. I don't like Breonna Stewart, but I like the Liberty. I love Jonquel Jones, so I'd love to hear her say. Love to see her back on the court. But thank you so much, Nana. That's all I'm saying. Like, you're sitting here, you coached against her last year, and we're basically bodying the fuck out of her. Thank you, Lester. And you're sitting here telling us right here, oh, it's the physicality, which is why she keeps getting hurt. No, it's not. No, it's not. You keep bringing her back too damn soon. You want music? Okay, I'll play music for all y'all. Where's the damn music? Shoot, I don't have that music here. I don't have that music on this profile, so I can't play it on this one. That's only on Sunday Night Heat. Sorry. I have to change the whole screen, and that'll be a mess. That'll be messy. But yeah. Hey, Tim. Hey, don't. Hey. You can drop some cash too if you want. I appreciate Nana coming in the building. Na. Na 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 na. That's what I was. It's like the Hispanic Latin music. But why aren't you running plays that free her from this physicality? Why aren't you creating stuff with physicality and taking that away? Like, You're not doing that. You're not doing it. You're sitting there. You're not running her off. Why haven't we seen one big ass double screen come and run that guard right into a wall and have that person just exploded on? Like, you don't do that. But you sit here and say, oh, their physicality. They don't guard. They're not doing this. Last year, I thought was far worse, but just my thoughts.
Steph, we've talked a lot about the rotations finally.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not joking, Angela? Oh, absolutely. I think I think every coach endorsed ultra physical play last year. I think you'd be making a mistake not to endorse ultra physical play. That's the game plan. It's absolutely the game plan. I think it happened with Steph Curry in the NBA. Like they would bang the shit out of him when he was younger. As he got stronger, he could deal with it better, but they bang. You can go look at Steph Curry's numbers. He didn't score 30 as a rookie a game, or 25 as a rookie. He dealt with injuries early on in his career. Like they would bang the shit out of that dude because he was 160 pounds coming into the league.
Well, we thought they were finally going to be kind of solidified, and then obviously now Caitlin's back out. So just over the last 24 hours, how have you guys as a group tried to just collect yourselves to be like, we've done this before, we can do it again? And what does that kind of look like going against the Liberty team? That's really tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think our team has confidence in knowing that we have played and we have won without Caitlin on the floor. I think there's a different mentality sometimes where you're not always looking for her to make the play, and the ball moves a little bit differently at times. Everybody, I mean, it's not one person that's going to do what Caitlin does. I mean, regardless of making shots or not making shots, she makes everybody else's life easier. And so collectively we have to be able to continue to put each other in positions to be successful. Certainly
That's the first smart thing she said. The first smart thing she said, she makes everyone's life easier. She makes everyone's life easier. That's the first nice thing she said about her player.
now with one guard out of the lineup, especially a primary ball handler, a shot creator, and a shot maker, it's an opportunity for someone else. We had 4 games that we were kind of getting back into a little bit of a groove, but this is the nature of sport. It's the nature of professional sport, especially. Everybody on this roster has earned the opportunity to play. Sometimes they don't get to because of the nature of the depth of our roster, and so they'll all be ready.
Peter Splendoria with New York Daily News. Just in terms of the imaging, just severity-wise, would you consider it good news, the results today?
You'd have to ask the athletic training staff. I mean, I consider it good news, just because, for me, it's anything that we're talking about still day to day is always good news for me. So, but that's a layman's viewpoint.
Day to day, day to day, day to day. They're going to keep this rhetoric up of day to day. They got no games left for a week. They don't play again to the 22nd against New York, back in the same building. That's 6 days out. So she's not really day to day because there's no actual game. It's just so bad.
Hey, Coach. Caitlin was pretty emotional last night, probably the most we've seen so far. Can you speak to her mindset last night and sort of where she's at
Counter.
today?
I mean, obviously, I'm not going to speak for Caitlin, but again, someone who's continued to have setbacks from an injury standpoint, and as a former athlete who's had a lot of surgeries myself, it's very frustrating. You feel like you're trying to do everything that you can to put yourself in position to get past it or to move forward. And when there's a setback, it's emotionally, mentally and emotionally tough. And so, of course, she was upset. I think anybody in that position would be. You see it all throughout the course of history with athletes when they go through injuries, and especially multiple injuries back to back, just when you think you're starting to move the needle. So I think the most important thing for us is to keep her upbeat, to again continue to support her and let her know that we have her back, and that we're going to go out, we're going to battle for her.
That's Stephanie White. That's what she said earlier today. So there was like 8 ones, 8 ums or 9. I lost count. I will definitely do a post game presser, separate video for y'all enjoyment. That was awful. Yo, God, you want me to do you want to do the other one now? We could do it. Let's bring it up. Y'all want to do it now? Okay, let's do it now. Lord, let's bring it up. Oh, here we go. Oh, and the t-shirt wearing. Let's see here. Let's see here. You want to watch everybody or just Stephanie White? You want everybody or just Stephanie White? Let me know. Because they got Ari McDonald and Sophie Cunningham here, along with Stephanie White in her Aaliyah Boston t-shirt. Let's count the ums in this one. Everybody. Okay. Let's do everybody. Let's do everybody. Thought I was going to sneeze there. Okay, let's go.
The schedule, going back to Indianapolis, but on the road, back to back. How much do you think that plays in? How tough is that to deal with in a game like this against the Liberty?
I mean, that's part of being a pro. I mean, we can't think about the schedule. Everybody's having back-to-backs. I mean, we just got to come in, be prepared, locked in, and be attentive to the details in the scout.
Obviously, All-Stars in Indianapolis, so maybe a little less rest for you all in that it's your city, but how important is rest going to be during this All-Star break?
I was going to ask the same question. Why the hell is Ari McDonald at the table? Why is Ari McDonald? Why isn't Aaliyah Boston out there after she went 1 for 8 to answer questions about her trash fucking game? I mean, Stephanie White's wearing a t-shirt with her face on it. You think she has any t-shirts with Caitlin Clark's face on it? Have you seen her ever wear a t-shirt with Caitlin Clark's face on it? Just curious. Just a thought. Just a question. Why wouldn't Aaliyah Boston be out there in this press conference? They're wearing her t-shirt tonight as a coaching shirt. She goes 1 for 8 and she sucked, but she's hiding in the back. And you got the player that won even in the league a month ago back here. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're excited to be hosting. I think Indiana has done a wonderful job of preparing, and I think people are really going to love what they have for everyone who's going to be there. But for us as a team, we need to make sure that we're getting our rest, that we're taking care of our bodies, that we're mentally kind of getting away, getting a break. But we talked about in the locker room, like we don't have time once the break's over to kind of slowly work our way up. We have to make sure we're coming prepared, that we're dialed in, and that we're hitting the ground running when we're back.
For either of the players, obviously it's been a crazy stretch. You hit adversity once more yesterday. I mean, how would you describe like what the mood is for the team? Just knowing you got to this break, knowing how tough today went, and kind of what you guys need to focus on as you guys approach the second half of the season.
The mood of the team is okay. I mean, we were talking before the game, and we were just like, we're all we got, so we have to stick together. Things are going to happen like that. And like Coach said, we faced a lot of adversity. We're either going to grow through it or we're going to be bitter. So, I mean, I think obviously we want to grow through it. So, I mean, we just got to come in, reset, and just be locked in and just ready to play.
For either of the players as well, players talked pregame about how you guys have done this without Caitlin Clark before, and you've had a lot of experience, but just how difficult is it getting into a game with 24 hours since your last game, going back to rotations from 4 or 5 games ago?
Yeah, we'd love to have her. I think we all know that when she's playing, it's a whole different team. And then when she's not playing, we're a whole nother squad. So it's adjusting, but I think that we've seen both sides and we're confident in both sides. And, we did play not even 24 hours ago, but we're pros. That's part of being a pro, and everyone has this. And so how are you mentally going to lock in? How are you physically going to try to get rest, but just make sure that we're a unit? And I think we were together tonight, but we were just a step slow, and we can't do that. We have to set ourselves to a higher standard, and hopefully we move forward and learn from this one.
I guess, Ari, just building off that, like, what did you make of the team's energy tonight?
I thought we had energy in spurts. I mean, I think it could have been better. We could have been more consistent.
Why wouldn't you just say, yo, we fucking sucked tonight? The lack of honesty drives me crazy when it comes to women's basketball. We sucked. Yo, we came out like dog shit. We were down in the end of the first. We're down double digits at the half. We're missing our best player. That took the wind out of us. We knew we couldn't win without her. And they would never say that. Yeah, we sucked. We were we ass. We were ass tonight. Like we sucked. When was the energy? When did the energy come out? I'm curious. I never saw any energy. Did you see any energy tonight as fans? I saw no energy. I saw a team get drop kicked from the start. They got drop kicked. Yeah, I've never seen Stephanie White wear a CC t-shirt for sure. Whew.
It's just disappointing. I mean, that wasn't us. That's not how we play, and that's not our identity. But I just think, again, it's about us and stacking days. So, I mean, we see them again after All-Star, so we just got to go back to the drawing boards and just, make the adjustments and just be better.
Steph, one of the few positives from tonight was Kelsey Mitchell officially passed Mika Catchings in most threes in franchise history. Just what does that mean for Kelsey, and what does that mean?
Who gives a shit? Is this the question? Who gives a shit about Kelsey Mitchell passing to Mika Catchings in threes? Who cares? Does this matter? What does it matter if she passed her in threes? Does anyone care about this? Ask that question tomorrow. Ask Kelsey that question tomorrow at the practice. You asking this after you just got beat by 21? Here comes Stephanie White, though, so count the ums.
For this franchise as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a great honor for Kels. So, Catch is cornerstone of this franchise and, Hall of Famer. And for Kels to be able to continue to chip away at a lot of those records, I mean, is an incredible honor for her. I mean, she's been playing outstanding basketball. She's been offensively at times putting us on her back. She's been doing such a good job of getting good shots and getting her teammates good shots and stepping up and making big ones for us. So yeah, I'm proud of Kels.
We know there's a big meeting coming up tomorrow regarding the CBA. Ari, I'm curious from your perspective, you've been on the receiving end of kind of being in and out, a replacement player. We know that players are advocating and want to see maybe a softer salary cap or an extra position on the roster. Have you been vocal in these conversations just because of your experience and knowing the importance of maybe an additional roster spot?
I haven't been vocal on that, but I think I just gotta, educate myself a little more, talk to Soph and just talk to Breezy and stuff like that. But I mean, I'll definitely be in the meetings and just taking notes, this weekend.
Yeah, Steph just kind of.
Why the fuck? What the fuck does this have to do with the game? What does this have to do with the game? What does the CBA have to do with the game that they just played right now? They're asking questions about the CBA. What the fuck is going on? We're asking the G Leaguer about the CBA. We're asking the G Leaguer that just showed up a month ago about the CBA. We're asking this G Leaguer about the CBA, the one that just showed up a month ago. Hey, by the way, y'all remember when I talked about Ari McDonald? And I like her. I like her. She's exactly who I thought she was. She is exactly the inefficient player that I thought she was. A sub 40% from the field player, a 25% shooter from three, just and a massive defensive liability against any bigger guard. Lord. Harry McDonald's going to that meeting. She's going to take notes. She got the notepad and all. Where's the notepad? I don't have a notepad here anywhere. It's probably under my pile of shit on this desk, which you can't see. Take some notes. She's exactly what I thought she was. She is there's a reason see, when people sit here and tell you that someone's so great, well, we all know why they were 11-15 before the break last year. We all know why. But when someone is when they tell you why someone's so great, remember why that person wasn't signed. Remember why that person was not on any basketball team. Yeah, we like her. I like her too. But when when the backup is being put to tote the ball with the starter next to her, you're like, what are you doing? The warts get exposed. You're 1,000% right, Iceman. 1,000% right. She's an inefficient player. She's good for 3-minute spurts. That's what a backup is in the WNBA. 3-minute spurt here, sit your ass on the bench. 4-minute spurt there, sit your ass on the bench. That's it. You play 10, 12 minutes. You're not playing 20 minutes a game, 25 minutes a game, unless you're here.
On tonight, New York shot 58%. Just where did you see the breakdowns defensively?
Yeah, I thought it started with us just being really soft. They didn't feel us. They're an outstanding offensive team. They're obviously an outstanding defensive team too. And we didn't disrupt at all. They didn't feel us. There was no resistance. We weren't in passing lanes. We let them pass the ball and move wherever they wanted to. So it's outside of just execution of schemes, it's having a little bit more fight and resistance on the defensive end. And when you give a great team with lots of Olympians and a lot of talent, space to operate, they take advantage of it. And so I just felt like from the jump, it wasn't that we didn't play hard, but we didn't play smart at times and we weren't disruptive enough.
That was 8. I counted,
Steph,
so
I don't know if
13
you
were
noticed or heard about it, but during the game, Caitlin got honored as the WNBA Player of the Year in the ESPYs. Just what does it mean to have her impact so far? I mean, there are a lot of really good players in this league, and she got honored as the best player in the league by the ESPYs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she continues to get new awards. She continues to break barriers. She continues to do things that we haven't seen before. I mean, obviously you think about the Stewie's MVPs of the league and, championship winners, and Asia's MVPs of the league and championship winners. And of course, Sue Bird, who's sitting, in the building today. And, Caitlin is so fortunate, as well as all these guys, really. I mean, that they don't know anything any different than the WNBA. Right, like they've seen their idols play. They work their asses off to get to where they are, and to be able to be honored, whether it's the ESPYs or whether it's league awards.
Let me talk about all these other people. My player just got named ESPYs, ESPN Player of the Year for the WNBA. And let me tell you about Breanna Stewart and her MVPs, and Asia Wilson and her MVPs. No. Let me not tell you about, I got the baddest bitch in the room. Let me tell you about, I got the baddest bitch in the room. That's like you marrying somebody, as a man. A man goes and marries a woman, then tells you about all these other chicks in the room. Imagine if you're his wife. Imagine if you're his wife. And you just married this guy, and this guy is talking about all these other chicks in the room. No, my wife is the baddest bitch in the room. What are you talking about? Stewie? Asia Wilson, you just had your freaking, thank you, Alexis. You just had your rookie. Understand, she was named the best WNBA player I don't even know, is the ESPYs a person? I think it's a individual, like people vote for this, I presume. I'm not sure exactly. How do the ESPYs vote? Let's take a look. Let's find out real fast. But like, you have your player who's just voted the ESPYs ESPN Player of the Year for the WNBA, the best player in the WNBA. And you're sitting here talking about other players. What? What? Okay, there's a hybrid voting process, just so people understand. ESPN's internal nomination committee selects finalists, and then fans vote online from that curated list to choose. So the fans actually voted her the player, the ESPN player, the player of the year, best player in the WNBA. They had no problem voting for LeBron James so many years. But you sitting here and you're talking, we all know who she is. We all know what she's done. We all know what she's done. You're sitting here in a press conference just being told that your player just got named the best player in the WNBA. And you are talking about Breanna Stewart and you're talking about Asia Wilson. If I was sitting here and I marry my wife and then I'm pointing at other bras and say, yo, that's a bad bitch, right? Like, yo, your wife is beautiful. Your wife is beautiful. Yeah, she looks good, but yo, that chick over there, you see her? You see that ass? You see them titties? You see that one over there? That ass and them titties? You see that? Those are some baddies right there. Those are some baddies. My wife, I would be divorced before the damn night ended. I'd be divorced before the damn night ended. Are you crazy? You got the baddest bitch in the room. And this is what Stephanie White does. She did it with Paige Beckers already. Glazing Paige Beckers. Like, fuck my life. Wow.
Or whether it's all-star or whatever, I just think they continue to then lead the way for the other young players. Passes off to get to.
Let's go back. I'm going to play this again because I want to play it in full and just let it run and see how fucking ridiculous this is. I live in Miami. You're damn right. And there are plenty of my wife is the baddest bitch in the room. She don't like the word bitch though. Baddest woman in the room.
Where they are and to be able to be honored. Dewey's MVP.
Here we go.
She continues to break barriers. She continues to do things that we haven't seen before. I mean, obviously you think about the Stewie's MVPs of the league and, championship winners, and Asia's MVPs of the league and championship winners. And of course, Sue Bird, who was sitting, in the building today. And, Caitlin is so fortunate, as well as all these guys really. I mean, that they don't know anything any different than the WNBA, right? Like they've seen their idols play. They work their asses off to get to where they are. And
Stephanie White, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyone who came into the WNBA from around 2005 to now don't know anything but the WNBA. Stop acting like the players today only know the WNBA and Maya Moore or Asia Wilson or Breanna Stewart knew. You know how Breanna Stewart when was her birthday? What was she born, like 98? She's what, 27? The WNBA started when she was born. Born. Asia Wilson, same shit. She was maybe a baby when the WNBA started. That's all she knows as well. Any one of these women. So stop saying that Caitlin Clark is looking at Asia Wilson and Breanna Stewart and Sue Bird. Sue Bird came in the league at what early 2000, like 2001, around there. So yes, she would know that they had the ABL or whatever it was, but she never played in that shit. I don't think Sue Bird ever played in that shit. Yeah, Sophie Cunningham's like, man, shut the fuck up, you dumbass. Like this is like that. This is so stupid. Anyone that got into the WNBA from 2008 and beyond, that's 17 years. They don't know anything. They didn't know anything beyond the WNBA. They were babies. Come on.
To be able to be honored, whether it's the ESPYs or whether it's league awards or whether it's all-star or whatever, I just think they continue to then lead the way for the other young players that are watching. So we're proud of Caitlin. ESPY is a big thing.
Nice.
And, we're going to continue to support her. And I think, but at the end of the day, for our team and our group, yes, we have momentum. Yes, we have one of the greatest players in the game, but collectively we got to put it together. And we've got to continue to lean on one another and be better.
Coach, the question was, how awesome was it to have Caitlin Clark be named ESPN Player of the Year, WNBA Player of the Year? Oh, yeah. It's great to have a great player, but yeah, we got to play better as a team. Coach, the question was, how great is it to have the WNBA, ESPN, ESPY's WNBA Player of the Year? Yeah, that was we got to Breonna Stewart, Asia Wilson. We got to play better as a team. It's really cool, but
Steph, with the break now officially here, what do you see?
Caitlin Clark should have gone to the ESPYs. It's in New York, right? Are the ESPYs in New York or in LA? Caitlin Clark should have said, "Fuck this stupid game" and gone to the ESPYs. Fuck this game.
Is the priorities for this group? Is it about
And Maya Moore, yeah. Caitlin Clark's idol is Maya Moore. She played in WNBA. All Maya Moore knew was the WNBA. Maya Moore played in college in the 2010s. What are we talking about? It's in New York. Caitlin Clark should have said, "Screw this game. I'm going to the ESPYs. I'm gonna go collect my trophy."
rest and reset? Is, especially just given the uncertainty about what the next few weeks will even look like. What do you guys need to do to be that version of the team that you want to be?
Yeah, I think so. I think rest, mental, physical, emotional kind of reset. Look, we faced adversity. There's no doubt about it, but we've also grown through it, and we've talked about it from day one. And no matter what keeps coming at us, every team in the league has faced some sort of adversity. We've got to stop talking about building consistency, and we got to start doing it. We got to understand that every single day we're going to see opponent's best shots, and we got to be ready for it. And then we got to find, I think, some sort of dog in us, right? Like we play hard, and at times when we can be disruptive and be really good on the defensive end. And at the end of the day, that's got to be consistent for us. That's got to travel. There will always be days where we don't make shots and we're not quite in a flow offensively. But I think our mentality on the defensive end has to come back strong. It has to come back sharp. It has to come back hungry.
Steph, what impact would an added roster spot have, do you think, when you're considering the injuries across the league, whether it's, again, replacing an injured player or just having that extra person or potentially even two?
Yeah, I think plural, extra spots.
Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. It means let's be real. It means abso-fucking-lutely nothing. We can clamor for roster spots, right? We can do all that, right? We can do that. We can yell about roster spots. Ari McDonald is your backup point guard. She wasn't on a team 4-5 weeks ago. She was your hardship player. Roster spots they matter, but they don't. They matter for bodies. Do they matter for skill? No. Is a new player going to help this team win games? No. You don't have any more. There's no talent. Unless you're going to go bite the big one. You're going to bite the big one, and you're going to go make a phone call to Mexico, and you're going to say, "Oye, Kennedy Carter, ven aquí. You want to come to Indiana? We're going to play in Indiana. Kennedy Carter, come on, man. Come on, man. We got you at the vet minimum. You've been playing on Mexican pesos. Like what the fuck? Unless we're gonna make a phone call to Kennedy Carter, there's nobody else that's sitting out there that would help this team. Like maybe that girl from Belgium. Was it Belgium? Emma Messiman. That's it. There's no players floating around that are gonna come down here and they're gonna There's who else is gonna come in? Your backup point guard is Ari McDonald. Your third stringer is a clown about to do a comedy show. What about Bree Hall? Think about this. Sydney Colson is about to do a comedy show. Hey. Here's Sydney Colson right here. Here's Sydney Colson. I can't think of a joke, man. Shit. I played for the Indiana Fever, right? Well, I used to play. I played for about a month. And then that 5'6" girl, Ari, showed up and took my job because everyone knows I suck. everyone knows I suck. But you know what? I got their asses. I got them for $90K. I got them for more money than Erica Wheeler, who went over to Seattle, got from the Seattle Storm. And Erica Wheeler is balling in Seattle, and she was comfortable here. And I took her spot so I could be the class clown. So I can make the locker room fun. And I got this coach who's, I mean, we all know her. Steph, hey, Steph. Give it up for Stephanie White. Give it up for Stephanie White. That's my coach. That's the dumb motherfucker that signed me. That's the coach that every time you ask about Caitlin Clark, she's seemingly very, very unhappy. Why is that, coach? Yeah, we all know you hate her guts, man. So you can tell us. I'm not a very good joke teller, but I mean, I joined the FIFA so I could be Caitlin Clark's girlfriend. I took Erica Wheeler's job, and I'm making more money than her ass, and I'm in Indiana, and they let her go to Seattle. This is what the Indiana Fever did. Their front office disaster. Look, I thought DeWanna Bonner would be good. I was so wrong. Oh my God, I was so wrong. Jesus Christ, I was wrong. Yes, I need to stick to them. I'm not a comedian. Not at all. But Sydney Colson is, you got your player. Oh, Aaliyah Boston, my starting center is starting a podcast. Middle of the season. Who is she starting a podcast with again? Who is she starting? Is it Lisa Leslie? I don't remember who. She's starting a podcast. Yeah, Bonner gets to Phoenix and scores 18 points. Just, who is she starting a podcast with? So we got our starting center, Candace Parker, starting a podcast mid-season. We got our third string point guard, who's going to be a comedian mid-season. And that Grace Berger, come on. Is Grace Berger on the team? She ain't any good either, man. Look at it. Where's the talent, man? Where's the talent? Yeah, they let go of Grace Berger to get Sydney Coles. They could have had Berger for less money. If you don't laugh, you're going to cry. I'm sure Berger's not really playing any minutes. I mean, yeah, Leah Boston is starting a podcast. Like, think about this. You got players starting a podcast, one a 7-day contract. How does it feel if you're a player on a 7-day contract? I'll have a job for a week. I'll collect the paycheck for a week. This is what they did. And you think there's players that can go get? So let's have some more spots for some more scrubs. More scrubs. There's no talent in this damn league. There's no talent to fill these spots. You want bodies? Go get the OnlyFans star, Liz Cambridge. She's not playing. She's making more money taking her clothes off, probably.
Shoot, back in the old days, I think we had 15, right? We had 15 and we had 2 on IR at the time. But it's not just.
That's why the league went broke. We had 17 players. We had 15 and 2 on the IR. And that's why the league got no damn money. You were spending it on players that suck. Lord have mercy.
About having players every day in practice or building, most rotations.
Oh, yeah. Stephanie White says they haven't practiced at all in like a week. Well, yeah. So they don't practice.
Are 8 players, 9 players, whatever. It's about when injuries happen and you need somebody else that's going to be in the rotation, that you've had players who have been in practice every day that have continued to get experience. It's about building quality depth in our league so that when we have expansion drafts, we've got players who are ready. And it's about continuing to grow young players who might not be ready as soon as they come out of college. I mean, you think about the NBA and how they draft, and they draft on potential, and they develop that potential. They're not expected to go out and just make the team. That's why they have the G League. That's why they have those positions and lots of player development guys that are working with them every single day. I think it's time for us to grow in that area. I really do. and then we'll be prepared. And, last year when I was in Connecticut, we had multiple times where we had to have hardship contracts. And especially towards the end of the year, it's hard to get players to come in on hardship contracts, and they don't know the system. You're teaching them things on the fly. Not everybody's area that comes in and just like gets it right away. So I think it's important. I think it's a next step. I think it's a natural next step. And it's time.
Who the fuck is gonna pay these people? Who is she? Who does she think is gonna pay these people? A G League. People. People. My people. My people. My people. Ah. The WNBA rookies. The WNBA rookies get paid about $78,000 a year, right? When they're drafted. The ones that aren't drafted are making less than that. So your rookies make 78 grand, right? How much do you think you would pay a G League level WNBA player? Where would you put these G League level WNBA minor league teams? Anyone have any suggestions? They practice against LA Fitness dudes who look like they're all 5'11", 6 foot tall. Do you really believe that a woman, any woman, is going to go play in a G League level game in the for the WNBA for $24,000 a year? You can make more money working at McDonald's. You can make more money working at Starbucks. Ben, yeah. LA Fitness players, put some respect. Who's gonna go play basketball in a G League for 15 to $20 an hour? What's $20 an hour? 41,000 a year? 20 times 40 times 52. $20 an hour is $41,600 a year. You think that there's anybody in the league, anyone that's gonna go play in the G League for $15 an hour? I mean, I gotta know. You just heard a coach in the league talk about having a G League for women, and your players get paid $78,000 a year as rookies, drafted rookies. Your G League level players would make $15 an hour. They make $30,000 a year for a season. In what city in this country can you afford today? Because I mean, this is a different era. Where you can't rent an apartment for $30,000, living on $30,000 in South Florida. Not anywhere. Not without like 3 roommates in a 2-bedroom. You need bunk beds. You'll have half the league on food stamps. This league doesn't have any money as it is, and you want them to create a G League at. I do agree in theory that you should have 15 roster spots, but the problem is there's no talent for those roster spots. We're watching it. You would have to put the G League teams in every small, I don't want to be mean, but podunk town across America, and they're playing in a high school gym. They're renting a high school gym. You would have teams in, I don't know, Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's a big city in Wyoming, right? Isn't that in Wyoming? You'd have it. I mean, I know some guys up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Billings, Montana. That's a big city in Billings, and that's a big city for you'd be playing in a high school gym. $30,000 a year. Albuquerque, New Mexico. These are big cities, but you don't have to be putting these places in Wyoming, in Montana, in South Dakota, in North Dakota, in middle of rural Kansas, rural Nebraska, rural Oklahoma. Throw it in Odessa, Texas. You know, they draw for football there in Odessa, Permian, if you know the Friday Night Lights. Or yeah, you put the whole league in one. You put the whole league in one town. Hey, we could do it in Doral, Florida. In Doral, the G League is going to be. It could be unrivaled potentially. I think that's. I mean, that's a possibility. That's the brilliant idea. She wants more players. You brought in Ari McDonald. That was the best you could do for a backup point guard on a hardship deal was Ari McDonald. Nah, I didn't. I was with y'all. I was on here. I didn't jump on the link tonight. I had the link. I didn't jump on. They give me the link every time. I mean, they didn't. I didn't jump on the link tonight. I was here. Yeah, that's what a G League for the WNBA. Let's do that. Let's do it. WNBA G League. Who the fuck is gonna watch that? Do you understand that right now there are more people watching WNBA, NBA Summer League games probably than WNBA League Pass games? Ben, if you're here, Ben, have you looked at do you have ratings for the last couple of days? Because I know there have been NBA Summer League games the last couple of days in Vegas. Because the Summer League is going in Vegas right now. What's today? Let's say 7:15, 25. I'm curious. Take a look here. Summer League. That didn't do well at all. The Aces Liberty did 700,000. The Summer League game, the couple Summer League games did 130,000. Yeah, they didn't do all that well, but I'm sure if Cooper Flag was out there, they probably did pretty decently with Cooper Flag out there. But I'm comparing. I'm comparing it to the League Pass games. Like I don't know who's watching League Pass for WNBA games in general. I have no idea. But who the hell's gonna watch that shit? Just as an idea, just so you know, yesterday's Major League Baseball All-Star game had 7.19 million viewers. That's pretty impressive, actually. The Fever game did 1.68 million against the Sun on ESPN. The All-Star game did 7.19. People think that nobody watches baseball. The Summer League game with the Sixers and Wizards at 80,000. The Thunder and Magic did 70,000. This is on NBA TV. Can you imagine? Do you think that 70,000 people would watch a fucking G League level women's basketball game? I'm just curious. I'm just wondering if anyone thinks that anyone will watch a G League women's basketball game when you got 80,000 watching the Summer League. I don't know who watches the G League. I don't even know if it's on TV. Who would buy a ticket to a G League level women's basketball game? Would you pay $5 for that? Maybe if you were in the middle of nowhere and there's nothing to do. Let's go watch the neighborhood scrubs play basketball. I could go to the park and watch that. I go to the park and watch the neighborhood scrubs play basketball. No, I'm gonna go to a gym and I'm gonna go watch these professionals. These professionals. Okay. I'm gonna go watch them dribble the ball off their knee, tackle each other, fall on the floor. And I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna woo woo. Let's go. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I'm gonna watch that. That's my Friday night, and I'm gonna go watch the G League level women's basketball players. Wouldn't it just be better for them to go overseas? Because they'll make a lot more money. They'll make a lot more money. They have a WNBA G League. It's Dallas, Connecticut, the Sparks, Chicago. Like, there's more money overseas. Why would they stay here and play in a G League for women? Anyone of y'all ever been on a Carnival cruise ship? Anyone? Anyone in the room here been on a Carnival cruise ship? I'll wait. I want to see if anyone has been. If you've been on a Carnival cruise ship, I'm a Carnival cruise uh platinum cruiser. I love cruises. US carriers. This is what the championship. No, Carnival gets a bad rap. I love Carnival cruises. They're fun. I've been on Royal. I've been on NCL. I think Carnival has the most activities. They keep it fun. I wouldn't go on a 3-day cruise. I would go on a 6 or 7-day cruise because you get rid of the riffraff that are broke and can't afford to go on a cruise for the most part. So you avoid that type of environment where people are getting fist fights, which I've been on 20 cruises. I've never seen a fist fight ever, but we've been seeing them lately, and that's pretty sad. This is what you win on a Carnival cruise ship for a trophy when you get into a contest. I think there are things that are better about Royal, and I think there are things that are better about Carnival. Just my opinion. I think Royal's Lido food is better. I think their restaurants are not as good. I think they have less to do, but they have a lot of stuff. I was this 8-time hairy chest winner on Carnival Cruise Line. 8 times. They give you a trophy like this. It's called a ship on a stick. This would be the championship trophy for a G League women's basketball league. They would give you a trophy like this to win in the G League, WNBA G League basketball league. There is your championship trophy. Right there. Ship on a stick. You don't have these plastic trophies to these players. Ooh, that's what they would give them. Hey, I have a collection of these trophies. But yeah, that's what they would give them. Yeah. Zangief lookalike. Wow. I don't know what that is. Let me look. What is that? Is that a person? Zangief. Oh, it's a video game character. Did you win that? I ain't win that. I'm not strong like that, dude. You must be yoked if you look like that guy. That ain't me. I wish. Street Fighter. Oh my goodness, this is going back. This is going way back. I got 8 trophies. I won 8 out of 8 times. That was fun. They took those away. Actually, they stopped doing them. They said they were too sexualized. I'm like, how is Carnival Cruise Line saying that shit's too sexualized? Woo! How is they replaced the hairy chest conference with basically a dance off, and people are humping the ground, and they're sitting there saying that the hairy chest contest is too sexualized. Woo! Give me a break. Give me a break. This is nuts. Oh my goodness. Let's see who else. Let's see what other people won in this ESPN thing. The ESPYs, stupidest award show ever. I think it's the stupidest award show ever, by the way. The best championship performance, Simone Biles. Best play, Saquon Barkley's backwards hurdle. Muhammad Ali sports humanitarian, Sloane Stevens. Breakthrough athlete, Alona Mayer. Capital One Cup winners, UNC and Ohio State. Jimmy V Perseverance, Katie Schumacher Colley. Icon were Alex Morgan, Diana Taurasi's an icon. I'm hairier than Jason Kelsey. I'm absolutely hairier than Jason Kelsey. Carnival Cruise Line is not banning rap music. They're saying that because they want to stop having people get into fist fights. You're not gonna have a club with no rap music. That's just stupid. They want to get rid of having 25 speakers on their Lido deck while challenging for who has the loudest music while you have a DJ and a band playing. Like, I don't want to. If you've been on a cruise, I'm listening to the DJ, the band. I don't want to hear your boombox there, your boombox there, your boombox there, and they all going in different directions. And if you got children, you don't want to have the F bomb coming out every third word. Like, it's still a family vacation. Like, what are we talking about? No, it has to become racial. It's ridiculous. Let me see here. Best male athlete, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. What are they taking their sweet ass time with these awards? It's 11:20 at night. I don't know what they're doing. SB award winners. All right. Juju Watkins is the best female college athlete. Caitlin Clark, as we know, WNBA player. Saquon Barkley, NFL player. That's what they got up here so far. Whatever. I mean, I like rap music, but I know what they're doing, and it's just common sense. Like, if you're going on if you went to a hotel, if people like the people complaining about that shit, if you're going to a hotel, you're not allowed to bring speakers to the pool because they have music. They don't want your speakers playing. What are we doing? You know? But yeah, man, that would be the G League of the WNBA. Wow. Interesting. If y'all haven't done so yet, folks, please do hit the like button. We'll be wrapping up shortly, man. I thank y'all for jumping on board this evening. If you are over on the Twitter space, please do hit come on over and subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate that. Oh, has Lexi Hull scored 20 points a game all this year? I don't even know. Does she have a 20-point game? Let's see. Does Lexi Hull have a 20-point game this year? I'm just curious. Maybe she might have one. Yeah, her numbers are turning into last year's numbers. Lexi Hull has not had 20 points this year, so I'm safe. I don't have to worry about taking my shirt off. Yeah. So anyhow, people, I do appreciate y'all jumping on board. Again, if you haven't hit that like button, please do hit the like button. And tomorrow night, if you didn't know or you don't remember, we are doing Thursday Night Thunder. Thursday Night Thunder. It's a replacement for Sunday Night Heat because I will be on vacation on Sunday. And yeah, Thursday Night Thunder, Ben Daniel and myself, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sure we'll have some comedy. I'm sure we'll have some rants. I'm sure we'll have some commentary. I'm sure. I mean, I'm hoping that by tomorrow we will know if Caitlin Clark is competing in the 3-point contest and risking the rest of her season on a stupid competition that has no impact whatsoever on the season. But yeah, we'll find out because her team is going to have a conference. And thank you so much, everybody. Eric, MH Waves, Lester, Semper Fi, EJ, Tracy, Hosehead, Lindy, Kevin B, Run It Up, Radio, Alexis, Tim, Alan, Eric, I spoke too soon, Lisa G, Night Turl, Angela, Z3, Z23, Pretty Knoll Girl, Heather, Philip, if you're still in the room, Smell W, Semper Fi. Again, thank y'all so very, very much. As I'm going back in the comments, I appreciate all y'all and those of you contributed. I appreciate that. Radio, Nana, Lester, thank you so very much this evening. But yeah, we're gonna have, we'll see if they're gonna have a conversation with Stephanie White and see if anyone Chris, whatever, Cross, whatever the fuck her name is, who cares? Amber Cox are gonna have Kelly Cross. I mean, Amber Cox are gonna be involved in a conversation with Caitlin Clark to see if she's actually gonna, I don't know, compete on this weekend. But yeah, we'll be on here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. tomorrow night. I leave for my vacation on Sunday actually, so there will be more videos, but we're not gonna do it Friday or Saturday because got other shit to do. We'll watch. I mean, maybe we'll watch the game. I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate y'all once again. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment as you've already done. I thank you. I appreciate y'all. God bless. Good night. This is Rudy's Rant, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.